Welcome back to Reviews Inside TV, the place where we dig deep into the tech that powers your world. Today, we're looking at a processor that promises to push the limits of what your computer can handle, the AMD Ryzen 9 7950X3D. With 16 cores, 32 threads, and a max boost of 5.7 GHz, this powerhouse is marketed as the ultimate gaming processor for creators who demand the very best. But does it live up to the hype? Let's find out. The AMD Ryzen 9 7950X3D is built for performance, with 16 cores and 32 threads. This configuration is designed to handle the most demanding tasks, from gaming at ultra settings to high-end content creation like 3D rendering and video editing. One of its standout features is the massive 144 megabytes cache, which is an industry leader, offering low latency and high throughput for smooth multitasking. It also supports DDR5 memory, which is the new standard for faster data transfer speeds and improved overall system performance. For gamers and professionals alike, this chip also supports PCIe 5.0, but only on select 600 series motherboards, meaning it's future-proofed for next-gen storage and GPUs. When it comes to real-world usage, setting up the Ryzen 9 7950X3D was straightforward. Slot it into a compatible AM5 motherboard, install your memory and storage, and you're ready to go. But a note here, this chip doesn't come with a cooler, so you'll need to invest in a high-performance liquid cooler to keep temperatures in check, especially under heavy workloads. In testing, the processor absolutely crushed gaming benchmarks, handling the latest titles with ease at ultra settings, and even streaming at the same time didn't cause a hiccup. In content creation, it excelled in rendering and video editing tasks, performing faster than most competitors in its class. However, it's not all smooth sailing. The lack of an included cooler might be a deal breaker for some, especially those not familiar with high-performance PC builds. Additionally, while the processor is a beast for multitasking, it's also pretty power-hungry. During intense workloads, you'll see the wattage spike, which can lead to higher electric bills, or at the very least, increased fan noise if your cooling setup isn't top tier. Now let's break down the pros and cons. On the plus side, the Ryzen 9 7950X3D is an absolute monster in terms of raw performance, particularly for gamers and content creators who need a processor that can juggle multiple tasks with ease. The 144 megabyte cache is a standout feature, making it extremely fast when moving large chunks of data. Support for DDR5 and PCIe 5.0 future-proofs the chip, ensuring you're set for years to come. However, its power consumption is high, and without a bundled cooler, you'll need to factor in additional cooling costs and installation hassle. Is it good value for the money? That depends. At a premium price point, it's a processor that's geared towards enthusiasts, serious gamers, and creators who need top-tier performance. If you fall into those categories, the investment makes sense. For casual users or those just looking for an upgrade, however, it may be a bit overkill. For a similar price, you might find alternatives that offer excellent performance without requiring as much additional investment in cooling. When comparing it to other processors, the Ryzen 9 7950X3D stands out in raw power, but does have competition from Intel's offerings, particularly when you factor in efficiency and cooling requirements. The 13th gen Intel chips have shown strong performance, but if you're looking for the absolute best in multitasking and gaming, the Ryzen 9 7950X3D holds an edge. If you're willing to spend a little more on cooling and power, it's one of the best on the market. In terms of build quality, the chip is rock solid and feels premium in every sense. The materials used are high-end, and while we don't have long-term data on its longevity just yet, the general feedback from the community and expert reviewers is overwhelmingly positive. As for customer support, AMD has a good reputation for assisting customers. And if issues do arise, you can count on decent support, although we haven't had to deal with any issues directly in testing. Let's wrap this up with a final verdict. The AMD Ryzen 9 7950X3D is undeniably a powerhouse processor that excels in performance, especially for those who demand the best for gaming and content creation. It delivers where it counts, but at a price. Its higher power consumption and lack of a bundled cooler may be a turnoff for some, But if you're looking for the ultimate performance machine and willing to make the necessary investments, it's hard to go wrong with this one. If you're considering picking one up, check the link in the comments box. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on future reviews. If you own this processor already, or if you have any thoughts or questions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. Goodbye until next time, where we review the best so you don't have to guess.